there's efforts to revitalize the city and the region. One thing that's going to keep people here is good housing. Can you talk about what you plan on doing immediately, if elected, to guarantee safe and affordable housing? And if you could mention not just subsidized housing, but making sure that the renters out there are being protected and that they're taken care of too, as well as people who want to go ahead and buy homes and go that direction too. So what are your plans for that?
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I'm glad Gary Godotti, my partner in crime on the Blue Ribbon Commission report, is here again tonight, and I'm glad to see him. Housing, I think I said earlier, was a problem that is with us and will be with us for years to come unless it's addressed by new leadership that will really put a dart in the heart of this thing. When we completed that Blue Ribbon Commission report last August, there were many, many things that we identified. A big part of the problem, and what you're addressing here, is the low percentage of home ownership in this community. And we know that home ownership has an owner-occupied property has a much better chance of success than one that is not. 52% of the people in North Adams own homes as opposed to a 66% national average. And nearly 60% of our housing was built prior to 1939. So our housing stock is getting very old, and while affordable, it is very old, and much of it is really starting to show its age. I think right away, the solid plan for improvement would be to appoint a housing commission, one that would look at all aspects of housing, one that would look at subsidized housing, the needs in the community for subsidized housing, the needs in the community for single family and duplex housing, and affordable housing at all levels for people. But the core of the problem is to create jobs in this community so that people can move into this community, get a job, and afford to buy a home. That is the key to the issue. It will not happen unless we can drive our economy in a way that we can provide jobs for the people to come here. Thank you.
See, I think when you talk about the housing stock, and I thank you for serving on that commission, Dick, but you know that really came back with nothing. That's why I never released it. And it didn't have any concrete proposals. What you wanted to do was basically placate everybody in it. And, you know, we and I say my administration, but we that are participating in it, we are taking our landlords into court. We're doing something about the poor housing stock in this city. And anyone who drives around it, compared to what it was 20 years ago, we've taken down over 125 blighted properties in this city. We have taken a very proactive role. Every week we are in court with landlords in this city. And I can tell you right now, Dick, you don't see any slum landlords in this city with any Barrett signs on their property, I'll tell you right now. Or do you see them at my fundraisers?
One other thing, just to respond, one other thing that we can do is we can work with banks and government agencies. There are a lot of first-time home buyers opportunities out there right now, and a lot of it is putting people in front of the product. And, you know, again, with the Housing Commission, maybe there's a way that we can work with banks, work with local banks and local realtors to put people in front of product, those that qualify. We're talking about sometimes the working poor who don't think they can afford a house, but through different government programs they can. We can also go to banks and have banks, local banks and mutual banks would probably eat this up, I'm thinking, is to create low-interest loan pools for these same people that when they do buy a house, if they do need money for repairs or money for improvements, they can go to these banks and get low-interest, long-term loans for improvements. Thank you.